Hey guys, welcome back. Carrying on with my video series of snippets from my membership website, fromthefield.farm. Today, we are going to talk about fresh sheets, which is a super important subject and thing you must do if you want to sell to restaurants on any scale. And so we'll get into that in this video. And if you like this video and you want to see more of this kind of content, head over to fromthefield.farm and sign up. I only open the membership for this site 4 times a year in 2-week periods. So if you're seeing this video around the time that it was posted, you're in one of those periods. Particularly April 5th through April 19th is when this is open for you guys. So again, if you want to see more of this long form type content, head over to fromthefield.farm and sign up. I'd love to see you in there. We've got a growing community in the thousands now and growing a lot quicker. And this site is all about me posting long form, hyper detailed content about specific subjects pertaining to agriculture, sustainable agriculture, and beyond. I interview people. Sometimes I make videos where it's just like the one you're going to see, where I'm just talking to a camera and delivering a presentation. And other times I'm traveling to farms. I've got a long list of great farmers that I'm planning to visit this year, so it's going to be really exciting here at fromthefield.farm. So if you want to join the community, head over there. Link is also in the show notes. Enjoy this one. So let's talk about fresh sheets here. This is your sort of your main line of communication when you're selling to chefs, and it is an absolute must if you want to sell to chefs. So here's a copy of mine. I'll have this in the Dropbox. I'll put this in the Dropbox. You guys can look at this. You can completely rip it off in any way you want. I have no concerns about that. You can take the format. So let's just look at it. So we're just going to kind of scan down it here. So the first part of it, I've got a logo up top. You'll notice it's narrow. The reason for that is it's mobile friendly. Most people are doing these things on their phones these days, and it's convenient for them. So it's mobile friendly, and they can just scan through it. So I've got my logo up top, fresh sheet. I've got the time that the fresh sheet is for. So the reason this says July 26 and 29 is because this is a fresh sheet for that week, because we were in the summertime, we deliver Tuesdays and Fridays, and so that's what that is. That's a Tuesday and Friday delivery. So often just throw a photo in there. That could be a photo from your farm, whatever it is. And then we have like a little subtext under there. It could be one sentence, or it could be a little blurb about what's happening on the farm and what are some things that you see coming up in the following weeks. Basically no more than a very short paragraph you want to have in there. And then from there, you've got available products. So the way we did it on our fresh sheet is we broke it up into categories. So greens, roots, sprouts and shoots, summer crops, and herbs. So we broke it up that way. You could do it however you like. I liked it this way because then I found, and this kind of just came to me from feedback from chefs, is that they liked that because they're thinking about greens, right? Okay, they want to go and, okay, what's he got? And so on and so forth. And that's kind of how it breaks down. And then near the bottom of it, you've got order cutoff times. So if you want an order for Friday, we got to have your order by 9 a.m. on Thursday. If you want an order for Tuesday, you got to have your order in by Monday at 9 a.m. And of course, there's a little flexibility in there, especially to your good customers that buy every week. And what's going to happen too for you when you're starting out is like you're going to publish these fresh sheets, and you have to train and condition your customers to use them. So what that means is at the beginning, you're going to send this out we send this out 9 a.m. every Monday morning. That happens, and I'll we'll look at it and I'll show you how I build it and stuff in a minute here. But this comes out Friday morning every 9 a.m. And if I don't get an order, especially at the beginning, because your customers aren't trained to do this, if I'm not getting orders, starting to see orders pour in by near the end of Monday or especially by Monday morning, I'm going to call or text these chefs. Some chefs, which ones you can talk to early in the morning. Many you can't. Like dinner restaurant type chefs, never text these chefs before like 9 a.m. because they're sleeping. These guys don't get up until later in the morning because they run the restaurant late, and sometimes they go out and party, and so they have a very late night lifestyle. You don't want to be texting these people in the morning, but the breakfast restaurants, the lunch restaurants, absolutely you can do that. But you have to condition them that basically that fresh sheet comes out, and probably if you're just starting out and you're getting into this routine of doing fresh sheet's going to go out at 9 a.m. Monday morning. If you're not starting to see orders by like 3 or 4 p.m. that Monday, you're probably sending some friendly text message reminders to these chefs. Hey, so-and-so, it's Curtis from Green City Acres. Did you get my fresh sheet? Just wondering if you had a chance to look at it. Let me know if you have any questions or whatever, something like that. And then they might respond and say, hey, yeah, sorry, I'll get you my order by tomorrow morning. And if you don't hear from them by 9 a.m., then you're going to follow up, so you're going to do a lot more of that following up at the beginning than you are later into your career. Like once you get this machine rolling, you will find consistency with it. And what happened for us is like we had our customers so well trained for it that if my fresh sheet was like a half an hour late going out on Monday morning, I was actually getting texts from chefs being like, hey, where's your fresh sheet? Like, you've conditioned them that they're waiting for it. And so that's what you want. And then that's how you really grease the wheels, get consistent orders all the time from all your customers. So yeah, you've got that stuff on there. We would have things like minimum delivery. If you were downtown, how do we do it? Yeah, $100 minimum delivery. If you're outside of downtown, $200. And there was basically some places I just won't deliver. Like I later, we get so many. I still to this day, I'm not even operating the farm this year. I still get calls and emails from chefs. I built such a network for so long. I got to know so many people in all these kitchens. They all go and do their own thing. They're on like those celebrity chef shows, and they're, hey, I need this for this special event or whatever. I basically just, there's some restaurants I won't deliver to. There's many conditions I won't deliver to anymore either. But when you're starting out, you kind of just take what you can. But, certainly driving an hour for $100 order is definitely not worth your time. So, but you can have people pick up, and that's important. So this is what we always said in the fresh sheet here is like smaller orders can be picked up. So I was able to maintain a whole variety of customers for many years because I delivered to most of them, but then I always had a couple small restaurants that just wanted $50 of this or $80 of that. Yeah, you can come pick it up on a Friday as long as you come within this time, no problem. And so, you try to be flexible for people so that you can keep making money from them, basically. And then you got your phone number in there, email, whatever. This is one thing I found valuable to put in later on was all of our products are on a first come, first serve basis. Now, that's what I'm saying, but there is a little bit of playing favorites in that, to be honest. Like, and this is one thing that's really important, which I'll mention in a minute, but my good customers, like say the 5 customers out of 20, it's an 80-20 thing. It's a Pareto principle thing. You've got these 5 people that bring the most of the business to your farm. Those people you do a little extra for. You let them slide here and there. On weeks where you might be short on one particular product, you give, like, the little that you have goes to them, and then the rest just doesn't get listed on your fresh sheet. And so that's an important thing to point out. But so let's just kind of look at this in review a little bit here. So you got to have this out at the beginning of each week. It's got to be mobile friendly. At least in my experience, these are the things that worked well for me. Maybe there's other ways to do these things, but this is what worked well for me. This is what I was kind of alluding to. Only list high production items on your fresh sheet. So there's an image of the fresh sheet there on the side of the screen here. If I was going to be short arugula this week, like normally we're producing about 100 pounds of arugula a week. If I had a bad week, bad germination, whatever, irrigation crapped out, some bad circumstances, maybe some flea beetle got into it, who knows what can happen. For some reason, I only have a fifth of the arugula this week that I normally have. So you don't want to list that on your fresh sheet. You just want to take it off the fresh sheet and don't say anything about it in the fresh sheet. And so you know you're going to have 20 pounds. Well, where's that 20 pounds going to go? It's probably easier for me to move it to restaurants than it is put it at the farmer's market. So I'm going to call or text my 1 or 2 customers that buy it every week and then make sure that they get it. And then that's all the arugula, and then don't put it on the fresh sheet. If you list items that you're not going to have a lot of, everybody's going to order it at once. It's like Murphy's Law. It's all going to happen at once, and then you're going to be shorting everybody, and they're all going to be angry. So it's best just to kind of like quietly make it disappear from your fresh sheet that week, and then just tell your really good customers that you've got them covered. And then, again, that comes down to plain favorites. Is like you're going to offer more value to those customers. They're going to offer more value to you in the future. It's all you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing. You really want to focus in on bulk, like case lot pricing. This is just how most distributors do it. Things are listed in bags or units, just like we do at the farmer's market. We have units of products. You know, at the farmer's market, it's $3 product or 2 for $5. On the fresh sheet, it's a $20 case lot. I try to do that with a lot of stuff. Would be $20 case lot. Of course, there's some things here and there that will be like by the pound. There's some products here and there that are like that. If you look at the herbs, we've got bunches there. Those are sold in the bunch. That made it easy for us because we didn't do a lot of herbs, and we sold them like we bring 10 to a farmer's market, and it really only sell like 30 to chefs. So it was just easier to do it bunching because then I could just bunch it across the board for all market streams. Same with the CSA and all that. And the greens, what we did was we had, do I have the boxes in here? Yeah, I've got boxes. So I've got a $20 bag, which is 2 pounds, or I've got an $85 box for 10 pounds. So they go from paying $10 a pound at the case lot bag to $8.50 a pound at the 10-pound box. So you got some price incentives in there. And, you know, you just want to think about these. You want to move units of stuff. You want to move big batches of product. That's just easier for you on the packing end. And then you're going to use a program like MailChimp or any of these like Constant Contact. There's lots of options out there. I like MailChimp. I'm going to show you guys how I make a fresh sheet here. Let's just jump out of Keynote for a second here. Okay, so this is my MailChimp, and you're looking at like my email list and all that stuff. So I also have my farm in here, and so if I go way back, because I haven't done a fresh sheet in a while, if I go way back here, I stopped doing fresh sheets in 2016, and that's because we exclusively went to retail and only had 2 restaurants that we sold to at that point. We no longer needed a reason to do fresh sheets, but that's just on a personal note. That doesn't really mean much for you guys. But what I do is I basically replicate the email every week. So I made one up here just to kind of show you. And what you do is in MailChimp, so first you got to build it, and it's easy to do because MailChimp has all these templates you can follow to build. It's really simple. You can literally just rip mine off as a template, and then you can replicate that each week. So what I do is Monday morning each week, coming in here, and I just go replicate that, and then that's going to bring up fresh sheet copy. So I'm going to come in here. I'm just going to take that out, and let's just pretend we're mid-July 2019. I'm going to change that, change the dates, whatever. Save. So this is going out to 12 recipients, 12 chefs, and you got your email in here. You don't need to change any of this stuff. Subject, you're going to edit that because now we're in 2019. Save. Oh, I messed that one up here too. That doesn't really matter. The name up here is just for your purpose, so it doesn't really matter, but you know you want it to be right. So now you come in here and this is your content. So now you can edit this, and so now you're just going to update this to whatever you've got in the field. And so one thing I will say, and this is kind of tying into production, is like I said earlier in this presentation, I'm always thinking multiple weeks ahead on my farm. And one thing I did with production every single week is on Friday, one of the last things I did was I tour the farm and I make notes of where everything is at. So if I was, it could have been, it could happen on a Thursday. Like if I was at one of our plots harvesting on a Thursday, well then I'll make notes then so I don't have to go back on Friday. Because our farm was multi-locational, it provided a bunch of different logistics that most farms don't have to deal with. For us, it did. So if I could save a trip, I would do it all then. But basically what I'm doing is nearing my end of my week, I'm taking an analysis of everything on the farm and I'm making notes about those things. And I actually just used my smartphone for all this, is I would just make videos. So I'd walk over to a plot and I'd go, okay, this bed of arugula, that's definitely going to be ready to cut by Wednesday. This one, that'll probably next week, midweek, or late next week, so on and so forth. And I'd go through and I'd make a list. And then when it comes time for me to compile what goes on my fresh sheet, I'm circling back to those notes. Maybe I've written those notes down. Maybe they're on videos. I use that Wonderlist app to do that. And so when I come in here, I'm going to edit all this stuff accordingly. So I can come in here. I can edit this. I can import a new photo just with this little image button up here. Where is it? Yeah, you just import a new photo. It's all drag and drop with this stuff. Write a new blurb in here if I want. And then come in here and edit my content down here. And so, okay, I'm short on arugula this week like we talked about. Let's just take that right out of there. But I'll send a text message to my 2 favorite chefs that buy it every week and let them know that that's available for them. And, okay, we got lots of radishes this week. We're good on turnips. We got carrots. You know what? We're short on golden beets this week, so I'm going to take that out. And we just got red, but I'm going to send a text to my 2 favorite chefs that always buy golden beets and say, hey, the farm's short on golden beets this year, but I've got 2 or 3 cases available to you if you want them. Let me know right away. And they'll usually do that. And so on and so forth. You come through here and you edit your products as you might have coming. So, let's say now we might add something. Okay, what I do is I just copy this. Paste that. Okay, we've got our heirloom tomatoes here this week. And you know what my strategy would be with these fresh sheets each week is if there was a new product that came online just all of a sudden, I would promote that. So let's just save and close this here for a second. I would promote that up here. So I would if we had, so it was the first week of our heirloom tomatoes, we've got the ox hearts, we've got some of the funky varieties. I would take a photo of that with my phone and put it in here, write a little blurb. We've got, whatever. We've got our heirloom tomatoes this week, or whatever. I'm not going to type it. It's hard for me to type and think at the same time. But you know what I mean. And so that's what we would be doing to promote that product this week. And then, then they're gonna go, oh wow, and then they're gonna look down on the fresh sheet and find that, and kind of go from there. So that's more or less the protocol of how I manage this fresh sheet each week. And then from there you save and close. I'm not going to send this out because I'm no longer selling to these customers, but from there you basically just go send, boom. What you can also do is you can schedule it. So you can just you could do all this on Sunday if you wanted to, and then just schedule it and then just tell it when it wants to send out, and then it does it automatically. And so that's a good thing to do. I found you got to be careful with that because if you forgot to update it and you had it scheduled to go out each week Monday at 9 a.m. and you forgot to do it for some reason and it sends out the same fresh sheet as last week, that can get you in trouble because then some people might order some things that you don't have. So you got to be careful with that.